Welcome back, my dudes. How's it going?
Welcome back, dude. It's
here,
weird to hear you say dudes.
here we are with more Bayonetta. Why is it weird to see? Why?
I
Why?
don't know. You saying dudes sounds very weird to me.
Oh, look at that.
Yep.
This might be that one that took me forever. I'm gonna be saying that till the end of the goddamn game. All right.
We're totally cool with you saying that. And we as the entirety of the audience.
Let's see if it's like time limit based.
Nope, it's don't take a
Oh,
hit. This should be
shit.
interesting.
Do it, dude. Don't take a single hit. You better not. What were we talking about last time? Batman?
Something like
And
that.
how I'm sick of it? I don't think people want to hear about that anymore.
Ain't nobody got time for that. Oh, I took a hit. Damn it. That one's tough.
To be honest, though, I don't play a lot of like modern what are considered AAA titles, because I'm playing Mafia 3 right now.
Yeah, but you played it when it came out.
What?
Mafia 3? You played it when it came out, didn't you?
I'm playing it right now, Ernie.
Dude. No, I remember you playing a little bit of it when... Oh, wait, you played the demo.
I had a demo.
You
Yeah.
had a demo.
But it was $60 when it came out, and I didn't want to pay
Yeah.
$60 for it.
It's a smart decision. Because, I'm not saying it's a bad game, but there are parts of it that you were like, oh, it's not as good as the first one.
It's a very janky game. Like, even like the graphics, they look kind of strange to me. I know that's like a weird nitpick, but I like people made a big deal about the fact that there's like the reflections look really weird in that game.
I remember you saying that, and I was like, what the hell? You're talking about a reflection, and you're like, that's what makes a quality game, that you have reflections.
It looks stupid. It looks stupid, actually. Like, the way it's programmed is like, it's not a real reflection. When you pass the mirror, it leaves like an imprint of you on it.
Yeah.
And then you go back and you can see like your imprint, but you don't actually see your own reflection. Which is like, why did they make it like this? I don't know. It's just a sign of like, I don't like, this sounds really mean, but it just makes me feel like they got the B team to work on this game. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Like they got people who are maybe like were new or like even interning maybe, and
But even with that, like some of the design decisions, well, of course no damage. How else are you going to beat it?
it's just like the story was pretty good, or like it seems pretty good so far, and like the characters are cool, the voice acting's good. I really like just like everything about like the story decisions that they made, I guess I should say, because even the way they tell it is like a documentary.
That's kind of cool.
It's cool. There's a lot of cool decisions.
I've been watching you play it, and those, like, I've been watching here and there when you play it. Like, I watched the one where you go to the, like, this swamp area, and you're, like, sneaking past these guards.
Yeah.
It's fun because it seems like you can choose how to play.
Yeah, to a certain extent. But that's what I was going to say is, like, the actual execution of some of the things is, like, a bit strange. There's not as much freedom as you would like, and, like, things feel really robust at first, but once you get into it, you, like, understand how limited it is. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, no, I get you.
that's kind of what the point I'm at right now with the game, where it's, like, I'm playing and I'm like, oh, okay, so it's just going to be this for eternity. And this is just how the game is now. Okay. Have you ever been, like, watching a movie, and then you hear the main character say, like, alright, we're going to get out of this room. And then it's been, like, an hour, and they're not out of that room, and you're like, oh, okay, the whole movie's going to be in this room. You know, does that make any sense?
Yeah.
Like,
It's like they're talking about this big event. Like, and that's supposed to build... like, it's supposed to build... what is that called?
tension? Suspension?
Suspense. It's supposed to build suspense because you're supposed to be like, oh, I can't wait till they do this part.
Yeah, I forget what movie I was watching, but it was a horror movie, and the whole premise was like them trying to get. It might have been Saw. No, it wasn't Saw. I think it was something else. But like, it became very apparent to me like 25 minutes in, like, oh, okay, they only got the one set. They're gonna do the whole movie in this fucking room. I got it.
Dude, I'm gonna use one of these.
Dude, using items here?
Dude, I just fought this guy as a main bad guy, and now he's fighting me again.
Now he's just a normal bloke.
Did you just call him a bloke?
I did. I watched Extras again. I rewatched Extras.
Dude, that show is so watchable on the second run. You're like, this is where he turned into a piece of garbage.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
That show.
I love that show. I think I heard you watching it one night because I heard the little music at the end.
Oh, the Cat Stevens song.
Yeah. Oh, is it Cat Stevens?
Yeah. The bring tea for the Tillerman, steak for the sun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it is such a meaningful show to me. Just the things that Ricky Gervais talks about is like so
universal.
He's just so like honest, brutally honest. Like that's what a comedian is supposed to be, right?
Yeah.
Like satirical is one thing, but like brutally honest is like I don't know.
No, I know exactly what you're talking about.
It really gets to me. Because I also rewatched The Office too, and I just wanted to see more of his stuff. Because this is maybe an unpopular opinion. I'm not a big fan of stand-up, but I saw that he has a stand-up right now on Netflix called Humanity.
Oh right, and dude, that guy lost a lot of weight.
Yeah, he did, and
yeah.
the trailer to me was like, this is not funny.
I've never been a fan of his stand-up either.
That's what I'm saying. I don't like. I just don't really like the format of stand-up at all. I don't know. Maybe it has to be a certain person. I remember watching a George Carlin stand-up like a long ass time ago, and I did enjoy that one. But
he was born from stand-up, dude.
Dude, his stuff. That guy makes stand-up look like a work of art. He like his closing like monologue thing.
Mm-hmm.
Is like this ridiculous like 50-page like well, it's a monologue, but it's like the way it's worded is so like what am I trying to say, like it's like a limerick almost. It's almost like a song. It doesn't rhyme, but it has like all these crazy words that like have the same like letter to start with kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? Like
no, I know what you're saying.
Behind the 8 ball, ahead of the curve, riding the wave, dodging the bullet, pushing the envelope. I'm on point, on task, on message, and off drugs. I got no need for coke and speed. I got no urge to binge and purge. I'm in the moment, on the edge, over the top, but under the radar. A high-concept, low-profile, medium-range ballistic missionary. A streetwise smart bomb. A Top Gun bottom feeder. I wear power ties, I tell power lies, I take power naps, I run victory laps.
It is such a great fucking, like, that guy really put his heart into his stand-up. What did you do?
I was pushing the wrong button. I forget when this actually... By the way, this is one of my favorite parts because you get to see how strong Rodin is.
Yeah. Dude.
Because he's literally just kicking these guys and they fall.
I can't believe we just passed the part that I'm at in my playthrough.
Dude, I'm telling you, once we get good at this game, like, I'm telling you, without the cutscenes, this game is super short.
Are we going to beat this game then?
But like I told you, I was like, we might because it's that... Like, if we're good...
We're doing it, guys. We're beating the game. We're doing it. You know what, though? I've said it before, too. Like, Norm is somebody else that's, like... His format of jokes is something I like. They're more, like... They're actual fucking jokes with punchlines or something. Or if it's
but that's more of an old-school way of doing... Like...
I really enjoy that, though.
That's why I like George Carlin, too, is that he is not part of that. At the time, people are doing like, oh, and take my wife, please.
Yeah.
You know, in the time that they're doing that, George Carlin is doing monologues like, I had this weird thing happen to me, and here's some of the stuff that you can't say on TV. And
yeah,
blah, blah, blah.
He was pretty...
Like, that kind of stuff is like, dude, he's like, how are you going to market that to a TV network? He's like, I don't care.
Yeah, he was a very outlandish person. He had a really big personality. That's kind of what made him different at the time. And like that's just like a stereotype of comedians nowadays. Is they all try to be edgy, but
it's not just edgy. It's like you try to be as relatable as you can to everybody.
Well,
and everybody's like, I don't know what to say. It's like everybody has that little quirk. Everybody has their little thing. And each comedian tries to be like, hey, do you guys ever do this?
I understand what you're saying. That's the kind of comedian I don't really like, because I don't have anything against Kevin Hart, but for the most part, he just tells stories. He doesn't really have jokes. He has more like funny stories.
Mm-hmm.
I like somebody like George Carlin or like Louis C.K. where it's like I do relate to them, but they're almost like Seinfeld level of like this person's like garbage kind of thing, if that makes sense.
No, it makes sense.
You know what I'm saying? Like Seinfeld is like a sitcom about like the worst kind of person basically, and that to me is hilarious. That's what's funny. I told you this before too. I think I've said this before on the show, but I think the formula for like sitcoms in general is like you take your main comedian guy, right?
Yeah.
Tim Taylor, Jerry Seinfeld, Larry David, and you just amplify their personality like times a million. You know what I'm saying?
No, I totally do. Go to the shop real quick to grab the LP. This next level is literally just the boss fight, I believe.
Okay.
So I think you might get away with that.
Let's see what we got. Ooh.
Salamandra. And that's when you get the platinum ticket.
I don't know what that is.
I don't know what it is either.
Should we buy those things? No?
No. You're fine like that.
But okay, but
okay, so like aside from what Louis C.K. was admitted to doing and all that stuff, he was one of my favorite comedians.
Why'd you have to bring that up?
Because people are gonna you need to acknowledge it happened. It's like if you ever talk about Bill Cosby, you need to acknowledge what happened, But he was one of my favorite comedians because he had stories, but stories that had a point to them, like something he wanted to say.
Yeah.
Like at the end of his story, he was like, and that's why
we haven't used the police lady.
No, use that one. That one's cool. He was like, women, we should. That's why you should, be kind to your wife, or that's why we got divorced, or
but
that's why,
But you know how you said that there's a joke that he starts where he's like, "Oh, this didn't really fucking happen, but I'm gonna say it is."
Yeah.
It's like that. That's what's funny is that like
he's
maybe
subverting
he's like even on his show too. It's like maybe he's not that big of a piece of shit, but he makes it look like it.
Right.
He makes it look extreme for the sake of comedy, which I think is funny. I don't know. I'm just more about the punchline and the jokiness. Like that's what really gets to me.
Yeah.
I'm not so much about like people trying to relate to, like, is your you're a redneck.
You hate it when your wife does this.
You're a redneck if you smell bad things and you like it. Remember that?
I don't. I completely. I will say this.
You like Ron White.
Yeah, Ron.
I know
White.
you like Ron White.
But only because Ron White has kind of solidified himself as your drunk uncle who tells stories that are really funny.
No, you know what? If there's anybody out of that Blue Comedy tour that I do like, it's Ron White. And it's mostly because he doesn't really use the gimmick of redneck.
No.
His stories are pretty much like, okay, it's just kind of like a funny story. And even his stories are a bit like, okay, that didn't really happen, right? Like,
right.
But he, plays them up and stuff. So I'm like, okay.
Plus, I know it's such a stupid thing, but I love that he drinks and smokes on stage.
Yeah.
Because it builds the persona of, look, I'm just somebody telling you some stories right now, and they're funny.
Yeah,
whether or not they happened is like, and he's even said like, this didn't happen, but I'm gonna say it like it did.
Yeah, he's definitely a character.
Yeah, and he's more of a character actor, and I can get into that.
I wonder if he ever got offered like sitcoms and stuff.
Maybe, but his type of I like how they strategically placed Bayonetta right there.
Yeah.
I don't know if he has a show that's worth doing because like his persona is so much of I don't care and I'm a drunk and I'm always smoking and blah blah blah. Could you see him in a family sitcom?
Maybe. I don't know.
I don't think it. I don't think so.
Fucking what's his name? Bill Engvall. I want to say he had a show at one point.
Maybe you're probably right.
Let you Google that. Make sure.
I mean, I can Google it right now. Sorry. Oh, I'm sorry.
You clipped the audio, dude.
I know. I'm so sorry.
Even like Tim Taylor is like, he likes tools and maybe he's a bit dumb, but like on his show he's just a complete idiot. Like,
I know. Like, careful with those plants, dude. They'll mess you up.
Dude, okay, this is a bad idea. I should have like looked up this boss fight or something.
No. She's fine. You'll get it in a couple minutes or in a couple seconds. You'll see what she's all about.
Doesn't seem like a straight up boss fight. That's why. Oh, fuck, dude.
You just need to make sure you get the first one.
Yeah, I was gonna say like, she's not letting me.
Yeah, he did have a show.
What is it called?
Cleverly named the Bill Engvall Show.
Oh, nice.
It's like when they did the George Lopez Show. They just called it the George Lopez Show. They're like, screw it. But then when he tried to do it again, it was called Lopez. That thing didn't fly. No, he had a late night show called Lopez Tonight, but then he tried to do another show. I don't know if it's still around, called Lopez, and it's just more about. I think it's his extended family. Like he's old and his kids are gone and blah blah blah.
Really?
I think.
I never heard about that. That's crazy.
You know what? I'm already, you're playing, so I'm gonna look it up. Screw it.
You have the fucking phone out. Just look it up. just lying to me.
I'm not lying to you.
No. Let me see whatever the fuck you're talking about.
I remember too. I remember this so clearly in my head. Okay, part 2 of this fight. I remember so clearly in my head the key art is his family is around him. And he's a piñata, and they're like hitting him.
Oh, okay.
And with the name Lopez at the bottom.
All right. That sounds fun. Can you believe that? That's some crazy artwork that you're describing.
It sounds so weird.
I remember, like, as much as I said I don't really like George Lopez, his show was always on in our house.
It was a good show. I liked it.
It was okay. Okay, yeah, I see. Yeah, he's got the mustache going. He's definitely...
Oh, and he used to smoke, like, the big cigar in it and whatever thing.
He's badass.
Dude, yes.
Not
but
really.
I don't... You know what? I don't know if it kept going.
Disclaimer, George Lopez is not actually badass. Sorry.
Dude, why you gotta be like that? Leave him alone, man.
Okay, so now, hold on. I gotta pay attention for a second.
You definitely gotta pay attention right there.
Yeah. She's gonna do something crazy. Oh, look, her shadow wasn't a butterfly again.
See, okay. So keep playing, and I'm gonna read you off of Wikipedia what this show is about, okay?
This episode's gonna go on pretty long.
What?
This episode's gonna go on longer. Not because of that.
No, I know. Comic George Lopez stars as a fictionalized version of himself in this semi-autobiographical sitcom. Lopez portrays America's most successful Hispanic-American comedian who struggles between his two worlds.
Okay.
He feels he's too rich to go back to his Latino working-class roots, but feels too ethnic to fit in the world of affluent celebrities.
Okay.
He faces a number of problems and crises, many of which are resulting of his own doing. It's all tied into Lopez's real-life insecurities and inabilities to connect with the comedian, which the comedian says are all part of my charm. So it isn't exactly what I described.
Well, you know what? I don't...
No, you gotta get John out of there.
Oh, shit. I was gonna say, do you remember that one, like, tweet? This famous comedian died. Who the fuck was it? What black comedian that died recently?
I can't remember.
I don't remember who it was. But there was a picture of George Lopez at his funeral.
Are you sure it was a comedian?
Yeah, because...
Oh, you know what?
Do you know what I'm talking about?
I do know who you're talking about because when I watched the... ironically, when I watched Chappelle Show's comedy, it was something George... It was another George, I believe.
No, okay, well, anyway. Somebody put out a tweet, and the picture, like, was fucking, like, captioned or whatever by the guy who tweeted it, and it said, "Here's 3 comedians and George Lopez standing next to the body of..."
You better use a healer thing, because you're almost done here.
How do I do it?
I think it's left on the...
You didn't listen to what I said, right?
I'm more concerned with you dying right now and you having to do this over.
Did I do it?
Yeah, you did it.
Okay. They said, "Here's 3 comedians and George Lopez."
Oh, that's messed up,
As in,
dude.
this guy's not fucking funny. And I was like,
so
damn,
messed up,
dude.
dude.
And like you were saying, like from that coming from the community of comedians, like the people he thought were like his friends or like...
That's so messed up.
Yeah.
I mean, it could just be an individual.
I'll have to look that up. Fuck.
But that's really messed up. Because, like, even if you hate the guy, even if you don't think George Lopez is funny or anything like that, you have to admit he's a
hard
successful comedian.
Yeah.
Like, he is a comedian and he is successful.
And yeah, comedy's pretty hard to be successful at.
And yeah, very much so.
I mean, maybe not.
People are like, why hasn't he worked in so many years and blah blah. Guy doesn't need to work anymore ever again.
Probably not. Yeah.
No, because I remember in some of his specials he would say, my show has gone into syndication around the world.
Fuck.
Like into other countries. So
how do you even translate those Latino jokes in other languages?
That's the thing. Remember, like George Lopez stuff. Like the only Latino stuff was ever with him and his mom. All the other stuff was like run of the mill family sitcom stuff.
Yeah, I guess so.
What was great about his show, I thought, was that like his kids actually got into problems, like real life problems, not just, oh, I got an F in class today, blah, blah, blah. Like his kid was dyslexic, and all that kind of stuff. Like they got into some real stuff. This part is so dumb. I don't like this.
That's real stuff. It's because he has dyslexia.
Yeah, so he wanted to reflect that in the show.
I get it.
All this needed right here.
Mm-hmm.
All this part needed was, I'm sorry I couldn't fill your dark soul with light.
Oh yeah, like, dude, this episode's going on for 20 minutes.
I'm sorry, everybody, but this fight is long, but you get something great.
I did it horribly too, man. I got hit a lot. I'm gonna get stoned.
What a day! I bet you don't. I bet you get Cereza.
What is
Little
that?
Cereza.
What is that?
It's a bronze statue.
Bronze. All right.
Wait, no. In this one, it's not Cereza. It's the one dude.
No, Lucas Silver.
No, Loki. Whatever the guy's name is, the little kid.
Oh yeah.
Little one. Yeah, I think you get him.
Try to keep up, like he says.
Try to keep up. And then when you run past him, hold on.
I don't know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
I really like when female characters wear white gloves like that. I don't know what it is. I think it's the...
is it an Animaniacs thing?
I think it's like an Animaniacs, like Looney Tunes kind of thing.
Mm.
Like Bugs Bunny, Lola Bunny kind of thing.
Maybe.
Because Diva, too. Diva wears white gloves, and I love that about her.
She does?
Yeah.
In her... Oh, she does.
Yeah.
And then she wears this costume.
What?
She has a Meter Maid costume, too, doesn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She has gloves in all her costumes, yeah. I think. No. There's actually a skin where... she has, like, her hands, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's weird because I think they just textured her gloves to look like her hands. Because her hand looked... Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They didn't, like, physically take the glove off the model.
Yeah.
So her hands look kind of chunky.
They just reskinned the gloves. No,
Yeah.
I gotcha.
Maybe I'm looking far too into it, but...
No. It's because you're an artist and you notice those things.
Oh, yeah.
By
That's
the way,
the whip. That's the whip.
That's the whip.
Okay. So this is what I get.
This is the best weapon in the game.
Really?
Yeah.
It looks cool.
Because it does a medium amount of damage, but it does, like, area damage to control everybody.
That AoE effect.
Yeah.
Wait, it's area of effect. So it would be...
I don't know.
No. So I just said area of effect is what I'm saying. It's like when you say RPG games...
Yeah.
So you're saying role-playing games?
Or when people say DC Comics. It's like Detective Comics.
Oh yeah, I never thought about that. That's funny. Change your name, guys. Come on. What are you thinking?
Oh my gosh, little one.
Okay, what's going on here?
I don't know. We're gonna have to stop after this cutscene because this is going far too long.
Dude, this is a cool level too. I like.
Yeah,
this
it
one.
is.
And you get to play it.
Well, I can let you keep playing it if it's your favorite.
No, go for it.
But we're gonna have to stop after this.
I'm exhausted after that boss fight, dude.
That's a hard boss fight. I'm not gonna lie.
You know what's weird too is like.
But I think it doesn't it cut here.
I don't want to say like it's a flaw or anything.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes when I do beat the boss like that on the first run,
yeah, I see it cuts here.
It almost makes me feel like I wish I would have died.
So you could start over
and done it properly.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like as opposed to doing it kind of weak the first time.
Yeah.
Like a little bit sloppy.
That's what I mean about.
Because that's definitely the case with like DMC3. You play those bosses so many times, like when you fucking beat them, it's like a perfect run because it has to be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
no, I get it. And you know what I was just thinking? This game, I wish this game had a boss run.
It probably does. Oh, you know what? That's probably what the multiplayer is.
Oh, maybe it is.
Yeah.
We'll have to try that later.
But alright. We did it, guys. So, we'll see you next time, alright?
See you next time, guys.